Hello. In this video, we'll use transformations to graph the following function. We have y equals -3 times x minus 2 all squared plus 1. Excellent. The first thing we want to do is identify the parent function, and the parent function will be a quadratic. So we have y equals x squared. That gives us the table. X's are -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. The y's are 4, 1, 0, 1, and 4. And then we just work left to right identifying transformations. The -3 is a transformation, so let's identify it. It's outside the parentheses, so it is going to be a vertical something. It's multiplying, so it's going to be a stretch. Now, technically, there are two different transformations here, so I need to be very careful. The 3 is a transformation. So it's 3, it's a vertical stretch of 3, but we also have this negative here. So that negative is a reflection. So it's a reflection across the x-axis. Now, normally I would just say -3 together, but if we're working with my math lab, the negative is a transformation and the 3 is a transformation by itself. So just be aware of that. So let's deal with it that way. So if we have y equals -x squared, it's an x-axis reflection, which means that the x values stay the same. So we have -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And the y values change their sign. So all of these become the opposite sign, making that -4, -1, 0, -1, and -4. And now looking at the 3, it's a vertical stretch, which means multiply by 3 to all the y values. So this gives us -3x squared there, and that gives us a new xy table. And again, because that 3 is on the outside, it affects the y values, and all the x values will stay the same. Multiplying, -4 times 3 is -12, -1 times 3 is -3, 0 times 3 is 0, -1 times 3 is -3, and -4 times 3 is -12. Excellent. The next thing I see in here is a -2, but it's inside of the parentheses, so it's the opposite, so that's going to make that a +2 as a horizontal shift. Good. So since that's a horizontal shift, we have y equals -3 parentheses x minus 2 close parentheses squared. That creates a new table. And because it is inside the parentheses, that means that it is going to affect the x values, which means that the y values will change. Excuse me, it affects the x values, so the y values do not change. So just rewrite the y values. And then change the x values. Now notice that this is a shift, and it's going to add 2 to all the x values. So add 2 to every one of the x values. -2 plus 2 is 0. -1 plus 2 is 1. 0 plus 2 is 2. And 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. Fantastic. And then we have this last transformation of plus 1. So that 1 is a vertical shift. It's vertical because it's on the outside, and it's a shift because it's addition or subtraction. We keep the +1 because it's on the outside, and notice that this 2 was positive because it was on the inside, and we do the opposite. So inside, opposite, outside, keep. That gives us y equals -3 times x minus 2 squared plus 1 for a table. And notice that is the actual function that we wanted to graph in the first place. And again, because we are changing the y value, the x values stay the same from the previous table. And we're going to add 1 to all the y values here. So it gives us negative 11, negative 2, 1. That should have been a negative 3 there. And negative 12. There we go. Negative 2 and negative 11. There we go. And then graph these. Notice that I can't graph 2 of these points on this particular grid, so let's just plot the middle 3. 1, negative 2, 2, 1, and 3, negative 2. And then just kind of connect these with a curve. Try not to make that edge sharp, because this is quadratic. We need to make sure that it is, in fact, curved there. Sometimes if you get to a really large number here, there's no getting around making it look sharp, but try not to if you can help it. Alrighty. Well, I believe that that's it for this particular video. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun.